Welcome to the TNT Monster Truck Challenge on ESPN. Today we review the last weekend of racing in 1989 when the Equalizer claimed the World Championship, edging the Carolina Crusher to be crowned the king of monster truck racing. At the end of 1988 in Louisville, Kentucky's Freedom Hall, here's what happened as the World Championship on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge was decided. USA won flip, but still defeated Bigfoot for the world title. Hi, everyone. I'm Scott Douglas, along with Chris Chapman, and today we're going to be reviewing the March to the 1989 TNT Monster Truck World Championship as we again go to Louisville, Kentucky's Freedom Hall. Now, coming in, Equalizer had the big advantage over Carolina Crusher.
That's right, Scott, he did, and he only had to keep his truck running to get a national championship and hold off the Carolina Crusher, but that wouldn't be just enough for the Equalizer. He didn't want to back into this title. He went all out.
As you pointed out, though, he didn't really have to. Let's look at the point standings coming into the final round of racing. 2 nights in Louisville, Kentucky's Freedom Hall, and you can see the distance that Equalizer has put between himself and Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher. He just has to keep it together as we get into the action. You see Gravedigger there in 4th? Wait till you see the run he makes tonight.
This ESPN Network program is brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you.
Squeak and streak, streak and squeak, while you play hide and seek. But now there's Tripledge, the world's first high-tech windshield wiper. It clears, it cleans, it wipes dry, all in a single pass. But that's not all. Tripledge wipers won't tear, dry rot, or freeze to your windshield. They're made from DuPont Nordell, used in 50,000-mile radial tires. So strong, they're guaranteed for as long as you own your car. If they ever fail, we'll replace them free. Tripledge gives you visibility through the heaviest downpour. It whisks away snow and ice. Even mud is no match for Tripledge. They're only $19.95 a pair. Custom fit to install in seconds on any car, van, or truck. Tripledge is not sold in stores, so order now.
Call toll-free 1-800-441-3939. That's 1-800-441-3939. Or send $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping and handling to Tripledge Wipers, Box 60, Department-wide, Los Angeles, California.
If you like sports, you can win $100 right now in your home. Just go to the phone and dial this number, Kelly's Phone Quiz. Use your push buttons to answer 9 sports trivia questions, and we'll pay you $100. Simple to do and a lot of fun. You can even select your favorite sports category.
Call now. Answer 9 questions correctly with your push-button phone and win $100. 1-900-246-KELLY. $1.50 first minute, 75 cents additional minutes.
Call now and let your fingers win you $100.
The TNT Monster Truck Challenge in Louisville, Kentucky to crown the 1989 World Champion. Now, Carolina Crusher had to win every race this weekend in Louisville and hope that something bad happened to the Equalizer. Stomper got a good jump here, but you can see Crusher went on to win this first-round matchup. And remember, everything you're going to see on ESPN today is a must-win for Carolina Crusher, but even that might not be good enough. Army Armstrong got by to talk with Gary Porter, trying to win a world championship, but knowing it was a long shot.
Gary, the starting line looks like it's the trick tonight. Real spooky late lead for you.
It is. I'm sort of coming over the hill a little easy, and then after I get my front wheels over the hill, I'm shifting the second gear and just put it to the floor.
So cool. What's the track like? Good, bad?
The track is a little bit rough in them cars. A little bit. The left lane is a little worse than the right lane, and we're getting a pretty good bit of air tonight.
Equalizer coming out to try and win the world championship. Now, David Morris knew coming in he could kind of take it easy. He could kind of stroke if he wanted to borrow a term from a guy trying to win a NASCAR championship, but that was not the Equalizer style in 1989. Here he is matched up in the first round against playing for keeps Jesse Berkey, and a promising driver out of Wyoming, Michigan. run, Equalizer set the tone for the weekend. First round, first of 2 nights at Louisville, Kentucky's Freedom Hall, showing everybody he wasn't going to coast to the World Championship. Mad Dog was the fast qualifier coming in, and he met Carolina Crusher in the quarterfinal round. Big test right here for Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher. Mad Dog a surprise as fast qualifier, and Crusher wanted to show him, hey, maybe it was a fluke. I didn't go all out in the qualifying, but I know I got to beat you now. Crusher lined up and got him right here. Mad Dog said no fluke as he gave Carolina Crusher a good run, but Gary Porter out of Waynesboro, North Carolina, got the win to move into the semifinals. But Equalizer was still around, and what Porter needed to happen, that being Equalizer losing early, was not happening. A good look inside the cockpit with David Morris en route to winning the World Championship of Monster Truck Racing on the Renegade's TNT Monster Truck Challenge. Morris lines up to go up against Buffalo Tremor. John Kwasniewski, a newcomer from Buffalo, New York, who, friends, may be a real player for a World Championship in 1990. But here, a little overmatched when he tried to tackle the Equalizer in Freedom Hall. David Morris really laying down a shot in Freedom Hall. One more time, let's watch Equalizer. David Morris, Buffalo Tremor with John Kwasniewski in an exciting side-by-side run at Louisville, Kentucky's Freedom Hall. More monsters coming right up on ESPN.
Education. Oh, you know how much college costs these days? But I'm not worried. I own part of a toy company and something called a mutual fund. You see, Grandpa set up an account for me at Charles Schwab. When I'm ready for college, my money will be waiting for me at Schwab. Grandpa used to call me Ty Cobb. Now he calls me Tycoon.
We give you more ways to succeed.
Good news? I still got a few. My IRAs used to be all over town. Banks, mutual fund companies. Now they're all at Schwab, so I can move between investments easier. I bought some zeros, mutual funds, then switched to blue chips, all in the same Schwab IRA. Now when a good opportunity comes along, home run.
We give you more ways to succeed.
The high-speed fender-banging battles of a short track make it anyone's race.
And both of them spin! And Jeff Bodine takes the lead.
NASCAR's first Union 400, Monday night, only on ESPN.
The huge monster trucks lining up for the semifinals at Louisville, Kentucky's Freedom Hall. Rod Litzow drove USA 1 early in the year. You can see that Rod Litzow and USA 1 had their share of damages. But the damage was not only to the truck, it was also to Rod Litzow, who got banged up. And now Steve Wilkie had come to take over the driving of USA 1 in the final race of 1989. In this semifinal round matchup, the opponent was Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher. Crusher, as I have documented earlier, needing to win each and every race to retain any chance at a world championship as he tried to catch the Equalizer in Louisville's Freedom Hall. The True Value sponsored USA 1 and Rod Litzow certainly in a position to learn for 1990. No threat to have their third place position knocked off on the 1989 point. So it was certainly a situation where Steve Wilkie was trying to get a better feel. But Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher flat had to win. And maybe that was part of the mind game going on right there as Porter refused to stage until USA 1 got to that starting line. Side by side in the semifinals at Louisville, USA 1 and Carolina Crusher. Doing what he had to do, Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher moved himself into the Monster Smash final, where the possibility that he would meet Equalizer was becoming more and more evident. Equalizer is still to come, but Porter knew what he had to do and got it done right here, and that was to get to the Monster Smash final. Steve Wilkie seems to be feeling a little more confident here in the late stages of '89 in USA 1, but just not quite enough to stick with the Carolina Crusher. Army Armstrong got a chance to spend some time after that run with Gary Porter of the Carolina Crusher. He got ready for one more crack at David Morris's Equalizer.
Well, Gary, as the year winds down, you're going out of this thing screaming, aren't you? You're looking super out there.
It does. The truck seems to be running good. It seems to be handling this course pretty good. I come over the dirt hill just a little bit too hard that time, and my front end bounced up on me.
How about Steve Wilkie? He's showing us he can drive a monster truck, isn't he?
He is. He's a pretty good driver. I sort of try to psych him out back in the pits and up there on the line and, try to use a little brain on him.
We'll see you in that final. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
Lots of brawn, but Gary Porter says you got to throw a little brain into the monster truck racing as well as he did there. The other semifinal matchup is at the computerized state-of-the-art King Crunch from Woodlands, Texas, up against the rookie, David Morris, but what a rookie, in the Equalizer Chevrolet. The world points leader at this point in the season, ready to try and wrap up the championship. King Crunch would not be easy fodder for it. Outstanding matchup in the semifinals at Louisville, Kentucky's Freedom Hall.
It's Tennessee against Texas on the starting line. The volunteers stepping into the low start.
Equalizer gets it done one more time. Scott Stevens, never easy prey in 1989, wasn't there. But the Gary Cook-owned and David Morris-driven Equalizer found his way to another Monster Smash finale. So, in the championship round, Carolina Crusher and Gary Porter head-to-head and side-by-side in the Monster Smash against David Morris's Equalizer. Porter knew his chances were dwindling, but certainly to have any chance left, basically, he was going to have to beat the Equalizer here. No way. David Morris, closing 1989 with wheels on fire, gets the victory as Freedom Hall erupts and roars. Morris won it.
David Morris, it could be a beautiful ending to a beautiful year here, but even though you're a rookie, you seem to be taking all this in great stride.
Yeah, Gary Cook, the owner of Monster Truck, we come in this last point race here, and he said to go for it.
There's no backing into the title for the Equalizer. It's all out racing to the end. We'll see how 1989 wraps up in just a moment.
Do you know what open-end mutual funds are?
The Wall Street Journal Guide to Understanding Money and Markets tells you in clear, simple English.
Do you know how to spot trends in stocks?
And what stock options are?
And zero coupon bonds?
And the difference between Treasury bills and Treasury notes?
Everything you want to know about the sometimes baffling world of money and investing is in this remarkable 120-page book. And now it's yours free when you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Call now and you can have 13 weeks of the Wall Street Journal and this valuable 120-page Guide to Understanding Money and Markets. That's 13 weeks of the journal for the news and ideas you need every business day. And this guide free, which tells you everything you want to know about money and markets, now for only $34. Call toll-free 800-642-7400. Today's Wall Street Journal. Faster, tougher, smarter. Call 800-642-7400 now.
Hi, I'm Jerry McInnes, and it occurs to me that we all have the responsibility of taking care of our environment. Let's get together and work on it. You can make a world of difference.
So the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge champion would be crowned in Freedom Hall, Louisville, Kentucky. One more night of racing as all the superstars of monster truck racing, the Major League TNT, had them assemble to battle one more time. You get a good look at them all, up close and personal. Then they strapped on the helmets, put on the gloves, hopped inside these huge 10 to 15,000 pound monsters, and went side by side one more time in 1989. Here's the man who is headed for a world championship, David Morris in the Equalizer. This guy is Clydesdale and Bennett Clark. Bennett's from Powder Springs, Georgia. Very likable, very exciting young man. But here in the first round, he knew he was taking on a whole bunch of monster truck with David Morris and the Equalizer ready to go. Now, Equalizer knew coming in, he just had to play it safe. But that is not David Morris's style. Against Clydesdale, he was ready to go all out for victory. Side by side, round number 1 in Louisville. Here's how it happened. With that victory, David Morris and the Equalizer actually mathematically wrapped up the World Championship.
Well, David Morris, you're inching ever so close to being that national champion. What's going through your mind right now?
Beating every one of these guys here tonight. I'm going to try to take this weekend with a win.
Going to go out here to blaze the glory and be a national champion, huh?
That's what I plan on, Army.
Good luck. We'll be watching you.
Thanks.
Dave Wysorek's beautiful Nightlife Chevrolet. This truck won the prestigious Astrodome TNT Monster Truck event earlier in 1989. And he was a top 5-point contender all year long. But here, Carolina Crusher is the opposition. Now, this is the first round. And it's a round that belongs to Carolina Crusher. Gary Porter knew that Equalizer would wrap up the World Championship. But he also knew that he would get a shot at Equalizer head-to-head in the quarterfinals. And maybe a little revenge.
Okay. Well, it's almost ironic. The last event of the year in the second round, you're going to go against the Equalizer. He says he can win it. I don't believe that's the same thing you're feeling right now.
I think I got this course down pretty good, and I think I can take the win in this round.
He can win the national championship, but you can sure make your year a whole lot better if you put him out tonight, right?
I know, and I'm already disappointed by not winning the championship, and I'll be just twice as disappointed if I don't win this next round, so I'll give it everything I have.
We'll be seeing that action a little bit later. You know, TNT is not only the major league in motorsports because of great competition, but also because when you go to a TNT event, you're going to be entertained with great racing and lots more. Like this guy coming into the arena. No, this is not Dennis Anderson or one of the big-time drivers getting out. It's the official mascot of TNT, Go-Go the Gorilla, arriving at Louisville's Freedom Hall in style. Chris Chapman spent some time with Go-Go and track announcer Butch Krieger in Louisville.
A major attraction at every TNT motorsport event is Go-Go the Gorilla. And with me now is Go-Go the Gorilla, but I need to explain something to you. Go-Go doesn't talk, but Butch Krieger, who is also the TNT track announcer, talks for Go-Go. Butch, tell me, what kind of program do you and Go-Go have at all these events?
Well, Go-Go was created originally more or less to kind of entertain the crowd when things are down and so forth in between, and to be a second show more or less during the evening. So Go-Go and I have been bosom buddies for many years on the circuit. We have been working together, but his main function is to be a comedian, more or less, and have a good time with the crowd. And as I said before, I speak for Go-Go. Go-Go and I have our own language, a lot of it being through signs and of just moving head and hand signs and so forth, which we've done for years.
Now let's talk about that. How can you keep in constant contact? Obviously, you're in the announcer's booth and he's on the floor. How do you all work that?
We generally sit down and I try to explain to him before the program starts what we want to do for the evening. We try to work out something. And generally we know more or less during the night what's going to be happening. And of course, in most of the arenas that we work in, the sound system's well enough. When I call Go-Go's name, he hears me without any problem at all.
Well, I tell you what, Butch, I've always liked a man in first, so if you could hold this, I think
Sure, I'll be more than happy to.
Come on, Go-Go, let's go. I really like it.
Folks, that's the way it is at every town we go in.
Go-Go the Gorilla. He's quite a character and a fan favorite everywhere we go. He's part of the excitement of a TNT Motorsports event. Now, we've got Carolina Crusher against the Equalizer in the quarterfinals. Earlier, we asked Gary Porter if he's disappointed about being the World Championship runner-up in 1989.
I'm disappointed. I was hoping for the National Points Championship this year. I didn't get it. Last year I finished 4th place. This year I finished 2nd. So I feel like I did make an improvement, but it's not as big as improvement as I wanted.
For the second year in a row on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge, a rookie has won the world title. Veterans like Gary Porter are not happy about that.
Well, really, there's nothing worse I wanted to do than beat him this year. Last year, a rookie come out and kicked everybody's butt. This year, another rookie has done it, and that's what really ticks me off about it.
Well, if he's ticked off, he had one more chance to show David Morris head-to-head all he felt about him, because the Equalizer and the Carolina Crusher were out in the quarterfinals to go head-to-head at Louisville, Kentucky's Freedom Hall in this final event for the 1989 TNT Monster Truck Challenge season. David Morris and Gary Porter had battled throughout the season, and the Equalizer had somewhat had the best of it, had beaten Carolina Crusher more times than the Crusher had been able to get the upper hand. However, Gary Porter was strong, consistent all year long, won some 70% of his head-to-head matchups, so Crusher wasn't fodder, but Equalizer had his number. David Morris and the Equalizer putting an exclamation point on his head-to-head season with Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher, getting an impressive win at Louisville. But Porter knew there's always next year.
Gary, a super job all year long, nothing to be ashamed of.
Thank you, Army. I was wanting to win the points real bad. Equalizers come in and took it away from me. I'm not giving up. I'll be back next year with a new, stronger truck and faster.
But the highly competitive David Morris was not satisfied. A certain green and black truck still stood in the way.
I'm going to come. There's one truck left that I need to put out tonight, and that's supposed to be the most feared monster truck, but the only fear you have is fear itself, and that's the Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger, but I'm going to put him out here tonight.
How about this kid with the Carolina Crusher? He gave you all you wanted all year long. Can't take anything away from him.
He has been nipping at my heels all year long.
He's going on the trailer, and you're going into the next round. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
There it is, the fastest, baddest monster truck in the world, the Equalizer. But moving ahead was the Gravedigger. Before he got a shot at David Morris, Dennis Anderson's first task was defeating an up-and-coming superstar, Mike Wine, driver of the Outlaw.
Give me Digger. Well, the final race of the year is not going to cut slack for anybody. Standing with me right now, the lone hope for the Ford cans, Mike Wine. You say you're going to hammer all these Chevrolets on the final race with a Ford. I don't know if they're believing that or not.
Yeah, I waited all of them to beat their trucks last night. Gravedigger beat his first and tore it up, so I think he was afraid to run me in the first round last
night. Wait a minute here. Dennis Anderson with the Gravedigger.
Hold on a minute. No way. The Ford's not going to dominate tonight. It's going to be a Chevrolet, and it's going to be the Gravedigger. Takes 10 Chevrolets to even touch one Ford. He'll have his chance. We'll be coming up next round. Instead of running his mouth, let him run his truck.
Which publication tells you about hundreds of great jobs open across the country right now? High-paying professional, managerial, and technical jobs. The National Business Employment Weekly. Which publication helps you land one of those jobs with articles on how to sharpen your resume, how to shine in interviews, how to market yourself. The National Business Employment Weekly. Which publication helps you do better after you land a great job? Get along with your boss, get a raise, get promoted. The National Business Employment Weekly, published by the Wall Street Journal. It's all you need besides your own ability to land and do well in the kind of job you've been looking for, in a part of the country you'll enjoy at a salary you can be proud of. It's all you need. Get the National Business Employment Weekly at your newsstand, or order by credit card and get 8 issues by first-class mail for $35. Call 800-372-3000. 800-372-3000. The National Business Employment Weekly. Don't make a career move without it.
Experience the danger and excitement of short track racing. See the Haynes Activewear 500 Sunday afternoon live on ESPN.
You heard it going into the break. Both guys very cocky, confident, aggressive, and not afraid to tell the other one all about it. Mike Wine, the Jersey Outlaw Ford, and the Gravedigger Chevrolet. Dennis Anderson, even kind of a North-South Civil War. The Jersey Outlaw coming obviously from New Jersey. Gravedigger, a Virginia-based truck. Side by side. Looked like a missile. He was headed out of Freedom Hall, straight up and down. Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger, watch it up and down, 90-degree angle. Luckily for Anderson, the bounce sent him forward, but Jersey Outlaw got the win over Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger. One of the most wild runs of 1989 came at the end. Dennis Anderson pointing her toward the stars as Gravedigger flat came out of the ground and looked like he was headed out the roof. Dennis Anderson and the Gravedigger did not get the win, but did, once again, typify what the Gravedigger is all about. Bonsai run.
Well, Dennis, you're notorious for the wild runs. The last run at 89. What can you say?
I know it. Hey, I tell you what, I stood her up pretty good there. I knew that I was going to get a lot of air. I already said this lane over here was a home wrecker, and it stood me up pretty good, so I knew I was going to get a lot of hang time. But I wasn't worried about hang time then. I was worried about getting the wheels back on the ground.
That's what actually turns you on. That's what really pumps you, isn't it? When you take the wilder the ride, the better you like it.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I love to show off in front of the crowd. That's what the crowd wants, blood and guts. That's what they're going to get.
The wild run by the Gravedigger overshadowed a huge upset victory for the Ford driver, Mike Wine.
I've seen a hole underneath. What do you do in a situation like that? Blood and guts is what he calls it. That's just about what it was out there, Mike. Both of us have been after each other's blood and guts all year long. We gave it everything we got. I wasted the spare radiator I got, tore up a couple steering components, and I seen the whole undercarriage of his truck. Me and him are just out for each other. I'm not even sure who won yet, but that was a beautiful race. It was you. You're coming back. Hang in there. You could win the last one of the year. I'm trying. I'm going to give it everything I got for every Ford person that stood behind me all year long. Like I said before, I've lost a lot this year, but I've learned a lot to come back next year, and our truck's going to be number one.
However, in 1989, number one was the Equalizer. Here he is against King Crunch. Crunch only had rear-wheel drive, but Equalizer still laid down an outstanding shot to move into the Monster Smash final. Well, you know, race fans in all form of motorsports, where stock cars or stock trucks, anything that has that Ford, Chevy possibility, that's one of the things the fans love to see. And in the final race of 1989 on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge, that's what the fans at Louisville, Kentucky got. The Ford of Jersey Outlaw, Mike Wine from Pennsauken, New Jersey, the Chevrolet of David Morris and the Equalizer from Tennessee. Closing the year with a bang, David Morris's Equalizer wrapped up the World Championship in style with back-to-back victories in successive nights at Louisville, Kentucky, and the young man who really hadn't shown all that much emotion in his rookie season let some out right there at the end. His lovely wife Nancy on hand for a big hug. Hey, maybe at last David Morris can get over the superstition he's had with the silver flag and is willing to carry it one final time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, kind of a unique situation here. We've been teasing him all year long. He's superstitious, would not carry the flag. But you get to keep it the longest of anybody. You get to keep it till next year.
That's a great feeling. I'm glad to have his flag now. I didn't want it at first, but I've got it now, and I hope we can keep it.
So the Equalizer, driven by the sensational rookie David Morris, claims the World Championship on the 1989 TNT Monster Truck Challenge. Chris, what can we look forward to next week?
Next week here on ESPN, we're going to highlight the first weekend of racing in 1990 in Charleston, West Virginia. Gravedigger and the Jersey Outlaw did a lot of boasting at the end of the 1989 season about their prowess and how great they were. Well, now it's time for them to either put up or shut up.
We'll see them in action, as well as the Buffalo Tremor and several other of top trucks, the superstars of Monster Truck Racing, right here on ESPN. Till next time, for Chris Chapman, I'm Scott Douglas, and we'll see you here on the ESPN TNT Monster Truck Challenge.